When we talk about lining up marbles into patterns, there's another challenge, which is how easily are we going to always be able to find a pattern that our marbles will line up into? Here we show on this page what happens when we try to line up marbles into a flat shaped rectangle. If I've got this many, there's not really anything more I can do. This many, there's not anything I can do. If I've got this many marbles, I can line them up into this kind of a flat rectangle, which is actually a square. If there's this many marbles that I try to line up, I can't find any way to do it other than just this way itself. If I've got this many marbles, I can line them up like this, and so on. If I've got this many marbles, then they'll line up like that. This many lines up as a nice square. Interestingly, if I've got this many marbles, there's two distinct patterns. It will line up in different ways. And if we keep going and going and going, we'll find, well, there are some collections of marbles kind of like this one. If I've got this many, there's really no nice way to line them up in a line, in standard size lines, other than just putting them all in a row like this. Same thing with this many marbles. There's a lot of numbers like that, and there are some that can be lined up in a whole bunch of different ways and different patterns that look, this looks quite different from this pattern. You can even zoom in there. Oops. This pattern looks quite different from this one, but there's the same number of marbles in each. So how do we know in advance, if I have a great big bowl of marbles and I dump it out, how do I know, how am I ever going to line it up? That actually is a very sophisticated mathematical question that is the basis for all secrecy used on computers, a field called cryptography. All cryptography that computer systems are based off of, well, a lot of it anyway, a good portion of it, is based, it all works on the fact that it's hard, given a set of marbles, it's hard to line them up into a nice rectangular shape of lines lined up like this. In general, it's hard, given a large number of them, it's hard to know how to do that. That's the problem for those of you with more mathematics education. That's integer factorization. And if you can come up with a fast way of factoring integers, you could break most internet, computer cryptography, secret keeping systems that are out there. Now that's a problem that is very advanced mathematics that can be described simply in terms of, see, I told you that counting things was it's no trivial business. This is serious business. Even on the question of lining up a bunch of marbles into rectangular lines, that touches on the core issue of cryptography. And if you, or as a kindergartner, or if you as a parent and your preschool aged kid can find an efficient, a really fast way, given a bowl full of marbles, no matter how big it is, to line it up in nice rectangular lines. I'm talking about this over here, not lining up like this. Anybody can do that. But finding a way to line them up into rectangles, no matter how many you've been given, whether it's even, odd, or whatever number, if you can find a way that's consistently faster to do that than say just trial and error, then you may have a key to solving one of the biggest unsolved problems in mathematics out there. So there really is. There's an awful lot of things to think about, even when we're doing something as basic as keeping track of marbles or counting objects. There's some pretty profound math research that we can be engaged in.